Hi there, I'm Roux. Welcome to my video. Today I have truly juicy stories for you guys. Some real not safe for work kind of stuff. With /today I fucked up. And those stories are none other than Canal Pals, Welsh Stroke, Sexy Message, and Not My Butt. Ooh, get ready, you're gonna enjoy these. But first, a quick shout out to China Snart. With your comment, me sees new Roux Reads video pop up. Video has 69 views. Me, alone in my room. Nice. That really made me laugh. Also, I envisioned you saying it like, nice. And without further ado, let's get started. Canal Pals. Today I fucked up by finding out my dad is dating a MILF I took home from a bar over a year ago and slept with multiple times. Okay, so I'll start off by saying my mother and father divorced 5.5 years ago. My mom has remarried, but my dad has been very hit and miss with his luck in dating. When he first started dating women, I'd always get introduced to them early, and then they would disappear off the face of the earth. So I asked my dad not to introduce me to anyone until they were serious and have been together for at least 3 or 4 months. A bit of backstory so y'all can see where this is going. Last July, to be exact, me and some buddies were out at a bar. And being young competitive men, we saw some older ladies out at the bar, mid-40s, and had a bit of a joke about that none of us would be able to take any of them home. Well, about 10 drinks and a few hours later, our little laugh turned into a serious competition. We went over to introduce ourselves, had small talk about what they were doing out, were a bit flirty, etc., and hit them up for a bit of a dance. I got talking to an absolutely fit, stunning, dark-haired lady, who I'll call Susan. We were flirting, having a dance, and a good time. I got her some drinks and could tell she was having a great time. Anyway, as the night progressed, I thought I'd shoot my shot and see if I could take a MILF home. I found out that she had 2 kids, one who was only a year younger than me. Here I am, fulfilling one of my biggest fantasies. So I get an Uber for us, and she comes back to my apartment. We had really good sex, and I got her number the next day, after I drove her back to her car. We hooked up 2 more times before I met my current girlfriend. Well, a couple of weeks ago, my dad calls me and tells me he wants me to meet this woman he has been dating for 5 months. He told me a bit about her, including that her name was Susan, but we live in a pretty big city, and I never thought anything of it. Somehow, of everything he told me, nothing registered in my brain. He had said she had 2 kids a similar age to me, and most importantly, that they had really hit things off and he really enjoyed her company and wasn't feeling lonely for the first time in years. Anyway, he asked me to come to lunch today to meet her and was really excited. I got to lunch about 15 minutes early and was waiting for my dad and the new lady he was dating to show up. And lo and behold, I see my dad pull up out in front of the cafe we were having lunch at, and I see him and his new lady get out of the car. At this point, I did the biggest double take of my life. Surely, it couldn't be, but it was. My dad, for 4 to 5 months, has been dating the MILF I took home from the bar over a year ago. I nearly had a panic attack. As soon as they walked in, my dad pointed at the table I was sitting at, and I saw Susan's face screw up. She was walking behind my dad and just pulled a face that said, "Don't you dare say anything right now." So I sat through the most awkward 45-minute lunch of my life, sweating profusely with my dad asking me if I was all right because I looked sick. I can't even remember what we talked about at lunch because the whole time I realized that me and my dad are tunnel buddies now, and I honestly am at a loss for what will even happen next. I want to talk to my dad, but I can't even imagine the conversation at this stage. I'm hoping Susan breaks things off and doesn't go any further. How the does this even happen? It's like a plot of a bad porn movie. Update. So this is blown up and I decided to tell a couple of my buddies to ask what to do. I'll be catching up with my dad over some beers to tell him because if the situation was reversed, I'd want to know. I will update after I've told him. I'm kind of speechless. Maybe she was just like, oh my god, your personality is the bomb.com. and she really liked you, but then she met your dad and she's like, oh my god, this is where all the awesomeness originates from. This is the man of my life. Maybe just genetically your dad is just her like 100% match, and the reason y'all got along so well was because you're the product of said person. Maybe I'm gonna link this story in the description. If you post some updates, people can follow that. Ooh. Welsh stroke. Today I fucked up by thinking my Welsh, English bilingual boyfriend, was having a stroke. I caused a car crash. I've been with him for roughly a month, and I knew he spoke Welsh fluently, but I'd never heard him or anyone speak Welsh. We are driving to his house, and he's on a call with one of his friends, so I'm just sat on my phone, relaxing, enjoying the hills. Well, he suddenly starts speaking Welsh and flinging his arms around, apparently having some sort of an argument. I've never heard Welsh before, and to be honest, it sounded more like lots of slurring. I legitimately thought he was having a stroke, so I grabbed the steering wheel. He did the exact same thing, but in the opposite direction. He outstrengthened me, we span around on the road and came to a stop. He was so confused as to why I randomly grabbed the wheel. I explained the situation, and now his Welsh family and friends are having a great laugh at my mono-language self. To be honest, that's what he gets for being on the phone while driving in the first place. Dude, nah, that's not cool. That being said, though, now I really want to hear some Welsh, to hear if it sounds like someone having a stroke. If there's any Welsh speakers in the audience, please comment below. Does it, in fact, sound like someone having a stroke, in your professional opinion? We'd love to know. Sexy message. Some background of the story is, my boyfriend sold his RV to a lovely family he met on some place like Facebook Market. He forgot that the vehicle actually had 2 keys that go with it, and he only gave them one of the keys. He was at work, so he was unable to give them the second key. He calls me in a panic because he had no idea where this key is, so he asks me to find it and bring it to the people who bought his RV. I am uncomfortable meeting strangers on the internet, so I asked his mother if she would go with me, and I will give her a ride home as she doesn't drive. I didn't tell him she was going with me. Important to the story later. He kept texting me, and by the 3rd text, I thought there was something wrong, or that I needed to know. I asked his mom if she could read me what he said because I don't text and drive. Good. You might have a Welsh stroke. She started reading his text. Oh my god, thank you so much. Tonight I'm gonna get you off so hard your head will spin. An awkward silence ensues, and she broke it by saying, okay then. I asked her to just respond saying that she is texting, so that he would stop dirty texting to prevent further awkwardness. She responded by calling him his childhood nickname and saying, "This is your maternal figure, your girlfriend is driving." He responded with, "Well, this is super awkward." We laugh about it now, but never again am I letting people read my texts. If it is important enough, they can call. I feel like, yeah, it would be awkward, but as a mom, I'd also be like, a little bit proud that my son is a giver, you know? He's a good life partner. He's not just a taker. He's like, I'm gonna get you off, girl. I'm gonna rock your world. I'd be proud of that. In like a weird way. That he's a nice, considerate life partner person. And last but not least, not my butt. Today I fricked up by gluing my ass cheeks together before a long-awaited date by Friends Call Me Adolf. And I'm just going to tell you right now, we have video footage at the end of the story. Ooh, so juicy. So there is a girl who lives a state away from me, and she had been planning to come visit me for 3 months. The plan was for her to come over when I got off work at 9:30 a.m. I had worked 3 overnights in a row, and I hadn't had time to clean my apartment or get myself ready for her visit in the days prior due to being exhausted and or at work. Flash forward to this morning. I get off work around 8:25 and have an hour to get home and get ready before she gets there. I made it home and had 30 minutes to spare. I decided that at most I needed 5 minutes to shower, so I figured I had time to clean up a little bit. As I'm finishing cleaning, about to get in the shower, she texts me and says she will be 15 to 20 minutes late. This is where the cascading failures begin. 15 to 20 minutes isn't a lot of time, but I thought it was enough to get my downstairs trimmed up, just in case things got physical. At first I tried to use an electric razor and it was going pretty well. It quickly turned to shit and cut my right nut twice in like 10 seconds. I decided that there was no way I could finish this without my manhood looking like a murder scene. I was panicking and had no idea what to do. Seeing as she'd be there in less than 10 minutes and my undercarriage was in shambles, I went to put my razor away under the sink and noticed a box of self-waxing strips that my friend had left behind when she was helping me wax my back. Perfect. I didn't have time to read the directions, so I ripped 2 strips open and placed them both into the middle of the jungle down there. I went to pull the first strip off and was greeted with extreme resistance and searing pain. Once again, I was too committed to not finishing, and time was running out. I made the decision to rip the second strip off and just jump in the shower and hope that the encounter didn't turn physical. As soon as I go to wash the wax from my nether regions, I realize that an enormous amount of extremely sticky wax is still all over my crack. I frantically try every soap I have in my shower to get it off. I even tried to use a coffee ground face mask. That was unpleasant. At this point, somehow, the wax sticky factor had quadrupled, and I was 2 minutes away from her arrival. I said, "Fuck it," and dried off and got dressed. She called me to say she was here, and I got up to answer the door, when I realized that my boxers were stuck to my ass, and that my ass cheeks were firmly stuck together. No time to figure it out now. We chatted for a while and things ended up moving into a physical direction. She could tell that I was wincing in pain when I moved around and she kept asking me what was wrong. I played it off as muscle cramps. This worked fine until she went to take off my boxers and I could feel the resistance of the wax glue from my cheeks and crack. She immediately looked concerned and I had no choice but to tell her what had gone down moments before her arrival. It has been a long time since I've been that embarrassed. The kicker is that once she stopped hysterically laughing at me, she pointed out that the wax kit comes with after wax removal wipes that I had failed to see during my frantic decision to wax in the first place. Edit. Sorry y'all, I fell asleep after typing this, didn't know so many people needed closure. I was successful in the mission with my rear flank exposed. My ass cheeks got stuck to the sheets more than a few times, and more than a few times hairs were removed that way. But all in all, it went relatively well considering the circumstances. Yes, for all of those interested, we had sex and I am seeing her again today.
Oh, romantic love story. Oh, cutie tooties.
Also, I was talking to my best friend on Snapchat during the whole process, and I have a video of my reaction to the first strip being removed. Cue video! Yeah, this is the reason why I hate wax kits. I hate them. I hope they die and burn in hell. I have had the same exact problem. I have tried to wax my nether regions and that ish does not come off. Even with the wax removal wipes that are just sorely lacking in moistness and take forever and you use up all of them and you're just panicking like there's fewer wipes than there is stickiness. It's just, I do not recommend. That whole ish is just some bullshit. It makes me so happy though that you're going on a second date or hanging out with her again.
I'm so cute.
I feel like if you can get over stuff like that and laugh about it and, have fun during those moments, that's a good sign. That's all I have for you guys this time. I hope you had a hilarious time. Also, because you finished the entire video till the end, and because you're an awesome humanoid, you've earned yourself a place in my giveaway.
Oh, yes, you did.
Now, these are the ways that you can enter my giveaway. You can essentially enter 4 times by following me on Twitter and tweet at me with the hashtag giveaway, telling me your favorite video of mine, following me on Instagram, commenting on one of my posts, hashtag giveaway, telling me your favorite video of mine, subscribing to my channel on YouTube, commenting on one of my videos, using hashtag giveaway, telling me your favorite one of my videos, and finally, you can also follow me on Twitch and comment on my live stream using hashtag giveaway, telling me your favorite video of mine. It's that simple. You can enter 4 times, just gives you 4 times the chance to win. I'm going to announce the winner at the end of the year in one of my videos, so, stay tuned and join. It's gonna be fun. You can win one of my merch that I have designed on Teespring, like shirts, t-shirts, regular sweaters, all that good stuff. If you want to go look at them, there's a link in the description. So yeah, that's it for this time. I hope you had a swell time, and thank you so much to my wonderful patron, Catbra. You awesome! And remember to subscribe. I post every Friday. See ya!